What's going on, everyone? So we got some breaking news, some major news, really, in regards to the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. So per Shams, Victor Wembanyama is out for the season, the remainder of the season with blood clots. He has a blood clot in his shoulder. Now, the San Antonio Spurs, they don't believe that this is a long-term lingering issue. They think this is kind of an isolated condition. So they believe that, they'll be able to clear through this and be done. Obviously, blood clots are a very serious matter, especially when you're talking sports. I mean, it's a serious matter regardless, but especially as professional athletes, it's ruined people's careers, right? Chris Bosh is probably the most famous example that people would be familiar with. This isn't like the Chris Bosh. Like, Chris Bosh was like the extreme version. But this is probably closer to some, like Christian Coloco even had worse than what Wemby has right now, and they were able to clear that up and fix that. We have much more advancements in medicine and stuff like that now than we did even 5 years ago, right? So it's just like a different league. So they'll be able to clear that up. They'll be able to clean that up. It's just something that they're going to have to monitor his entire career. So hopefully it's not something that consistently pops up here and there, because last thing you want is a young man who is already an incredible talent. I mean, he's already a top 15 player in the league, in my opinion, right? Like, so if you want to argue him better or slightly worse, sure, but he's there, right? He's in the thick of it as far as like one of the best players in the league. Last thing you want is him missing a year or 2 years or something like that because of this condition. Spurs weren't going anywhere this year, for being honest, right? Like I thought that they were doing a soft tank, right? I mean, some of the rotations and just players and the minutes and stuff, it's really weird, right? Either Mitch is just completely oblivious to what is going on and how to properly run his team, or he's doing it purposely. I mean, it could be a combination of both, though, right? But this hurts the Spurs on several fronts. Because one, from even an individual standpoint, I want to be clear, health is more important than anything. But this hurts because Wemby was going to get several accolades. He's probably going to get all NBA, all defense. He's probably going to get, I am pretty confident he was a lock for Defensive Player of the Year. Now he's not going to qualify for all this, because remember, you got to play 65 games to qualify for all the accolades. He's only played 43 games, so he's not going to be able to play the rest. He's not going to play the rest of the season. He's going to miss all these games. So this hurts, right? This sucks for Wemby, because he's not going to be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Now, look, more awards will come. He's going to win others. It's not like the end of the world, but this is something that hurts, right? It hurts for his personal growth. It's something that, look, we look back on with guys like Michael Jordan and LeBron James and all these guys, right? Like, oh, how many Defensive Player of the Years did he have? How many this? How many that? And, to have that 65-game rule now, people aren't really going to keep that into account, right? People aren't going to keep that in their arguments for stuff, right? For where Wemby ranks and stuff. It's going to be like, oh, he only had 3 Defensive Player of the Years. And it's like, no, he would have had 5, right? But like, he got hurt one year and then he had blood clots another year and, stuff like that, however it works out. But, at the end of the day, from a team's standpoint, it hurts too, because you wanted to get De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama as much opportunity on the court together, as much chemistry building, as much familiarity as possible, right? So that way you have that going into next season, so you can properly kind of flush out what you need to flush out. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do that, and that hurts, right? Like, because you were hopeful that they would kind of figure some stuff out. Like, so far, the De'Aaron Fox trade hasn't really, equated to winning, but you were hopeful that it would kind of bridge the gap, and they'd be able to figure some stuff out between now and the offseason. Same thing with Stephon Castle and Wemby, right? Like, those two kind of just continuing to build their chemistry and build their relationship and their on-court productivity, and then have Fox, Castle, and Wemby, those 3 guys on the court with regularity, just really being able to play out there. And again, you didn't get any of that, and so it's just like, or you're not going to get any of that. So that's a bummer, right? But this is a good opportunity for like other guys like Jeremy Sohan, right? Like, he's going to be more needed now than ever, particularly on the interior. Devin Vassell, right? They're going to need you to pick it up. He's been very inconsistent this year. He's been all over the place this year. Can Devin Vassell, can he start to put the pieces to the puzzle here a little bit better? to really kind of help this team and just look like the better basketball player than what he's been this year. Because he's been very disappointing, right? He's a guy that I really thought was going to take some real strides this year. I even talked about him on this channel on several occasions. Spurs channel I've had conversations with and all that stuff. So it's something that is I expected him to be better in, and he's been disappointing. Right? He just hasn't been consistent. Right? Like early on, it was like, okay, he was hurt. That's understandable. Let's give him some time. But then you get like 15, 20, 25 games in, and you're like, all right, nothing's changed. Right? It's just like, that's where my dilemma lies. So maybe he can find his groove. He can find his rhythm a little bit, kind of put him in a better position. Regardless, again, you need the health of your. He's very young, very gifted, very talented, and going to be a fixture in this league for many, many years. Right? You want to get him as right as possible. And this will get him a good draft pick. Right? I mean, they were already probably going to get a good draft pick, but now for sure, they're probably going to tank for the bottom. Right now, they're, I believe, 9th. They have the 9th or 10th worst record. They'll probably fall to 8th, probably be in the top 8. Like, I could see, like, Portland creeping up and overtaking them. Portland's been a lot better recently this year, and now they're not going to have Wemby, so I think that's going to hurt. And they don't have, like, big men, period, right? Like, because Wemby's out, you traded Zach Collins, and Bassey's out. So the Spurs are kind of in a center issue. So, but beyond that, right, you got guys, obviously Cooper Flagg, if you can get the balls to kind of fall your way, and all of a sudden you end up with the number 1 pick. But you got other guys, Ace Bailey, Nolan Traore, who has familiarity with Victor Wembanyama, guys like that. I wouldn't mind seeing the Spurs also bring in some young guys, right? Let's get some looks at some guys, right? Like, why not have bring in Mo Bamba now and give him a look and see, right? Like, because you're trying to find those gems, try to find those players that you can bring in that could play for next season, right? And especially if you can get guys cheap, because you're probably going to need to start making some pushes here. You're going to need to make some moves here. De'Aaron Fox, he's not 23, right? He's 27. Next year he's going to be 28. You don't have 3, 4, 5 years to build a contender and let guys grow and develop, right? Like, your go time. It's let's go. Let's hit this and hit the ground running type thing. So just stuff to keep in mind. But we'll see how this ultimately plays out with him. Obviously, we want him to be as healthy as possible, get as right as possible. So got to take that serious, without a doubt. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What is your opinion on this matter? I'd love to hear it either way. Obviously, this sucks, right? But if he's back next year, new and improved, ready to go, that'll be exciting again. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.